Hi, my name is Michelle Husway, and I'm the director of a feature-length documentary about my friend Matthew Shepard, who was murdered in 1998. You may or may not remember his story. 12 years ago, 21-year-old Matthew Shepard met two young men at a bar in Laramie, Wyoming. These men kidnapped, robbed, and tortured Matt. They beat him severely and tied him to a fence where he lay until he was found 18 hours later. Their only reason for doing all of this to Matt was because he was gay. Matt was one of my closest friends in high school, one of the kindest, most generous, and hilarious people I've ever known. When he died, it was devastating. And it's only been until recently that I've been able to articulate what his friendship and his passing have meant to me. But Matthew Shepard means so much to so many people, and I, along with his family and friends, feel that it's so important to share with the world the story of our Matt, the one behind the headlines.
So it was 5 o'clock in the morning and the phone rang, and we thought, well, it's Matt, because he always called early. It was the hospital in Laramie.
I saw a form of Matthew in bandages.
Matt's been brought in after being beaten severely. Really, his face was so swollen, we weren't even sure it was Matt.
My mom told me to turn on the television, and that's when I heard the specifics of everything.
Matt's story is all over the internet, the newspaper, the radio, the television.
It's everywhere you look.
He was murdered over $20 in a pair of shoes. You know, that's kind of what it boils down to at the end of the day.
You're always going to replay that night in your head and think, like, what could I have done?
Keep thinking and thinking, wondering why you weren't there to protect him.
You don't ever think things like that are going to happen to people that you know or that are close to you.
I mean, every day I think about him. In some way, there's something that makes me remember him.
I don't want to think about him out there in that prairie in that cold weather. I don't want to think about it anymore.
The sky was his blanket. The wind was his cover for the night.
There's always going to be those wounds, and sometimes a wound cuts so deep you can't heal it,
I mean, his death linked all of us.
It's been 12 years since Matt died. I think this is a journey that we're here to kind of get to know who he was and dedicate this time to him.
It's cathartic, really being in these physical places that I've only, read about or talked about with friends and his family, so it's overwhelming.
To me, I see it as that we're honoring him.
I don't think we could even talk about it until now. So far, we've done amazingly well with very limited resources, with people working and traveling for free because they believe so much in this project. The bulk of the filming is already done, and we're hard at work editing. But making a film is a very time-consuming, very expensive process. The money we raise here will cover the cost of the remaining filming and might even help with some of the post-production expenses. So your pledge, whether big or small, will bring us one step closer to making this film a reality. I believe this film will be really important for young people or for anyone who might question that any human being is less than anyone else because they are different. What happened to Matt should never happen to anyone. And if this film can help one person or change one person's mind, then in my opinion, it'll be a great success. So thank you for listening and taking the time to learn about our project.